How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel. As you can tell by the title of the video, we're going to be analyzing and taking a look at Hbar daily analysis updates, of course. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So if we're looking across the board, guys, going into Saturday morning, remember over the weekends, we do tend to see more manipulation than usual because of the fact that CME futures are closed. And I do personally think that, this upcoming week, as we do start to, approach Monday morning, a lot of anticipation how, the market reacts, especially the equity markets, because of course, the equity market, the stock market is closed over the weekend. And, we did, close off, this week on a really, really negative note, a lot of uncertainty. And I think this is going to really be very important to really understand how the market reacts, especially the crypto market reacts to the stock market leading into the start. But looking across the board, we are seeing some coins up right now. Hbar is down 0.7% in USD, down 0.5% in Bitcoin comparative. A price 16.18 cents, valuation at almost 6.85 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume at $281 million. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So what we have seen happen with the dominance index, and I want to really show you guys the dominance index on the hourly time frame. You can see this for yourself. Dominance did go down a little bit. So as we are entering the weekend, dominance has pulled down, but in a grand scheme of things, guys, we are still really, really high for the dominance. So we're looking at BTC, Bitcoin so far, which again is something that is really important to note right now. The fact that, the price of Bitcoin is still ranging in the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level is something that is amazing to see, in my opinion. Obviously, if you lose this support and, are unable to see the price of Bitcoin, go back into 38.2, actually remain within this range, of course, the chance of us falling down to the likes of, the 76 and potentially even down to 73 is still on the table, believe it or not. And as we are seeing a lot of uncertainty coming in towards, the equity markets, I think this could have, a potential impact on BTC, even though, Bitcoin is holding much better than, the traditional market right now, which again has a lot of people talking, but I'm still not buying it right now because, of course, people are saying, is this, where we do see that correlation no longer exist? So, meaning negative correlation that, the price of Bitcoin and the crypto markets thrives while we are seeing the stock market pulling down, because at the end of the day, that is what, Bitcoin was made to do, hedge against inflation. Are we going to see that happening? Is this really the start? Obviously, I think we need a little bit more confirmation about that. But with that said, let's take a look at what's happening with Hbar on the hourly time frame. So let's give it a refresh live hourly time frame. Here we have it. So what we are looking at for Hbar is the fact that we're still in this blue zone, and we still have not retested the 15.5 cents. Of course, we retested it just 2 days back on the 3rd, but since then, it still has not made its way back towards this level, which again is worthwhile noting. Of course, right now the dominance is pulling down a little bit, which could also be, the reason why you haven't really seen the price, going down this fast. But we're still within this range. Again, as of now, so far so good. Of course, people always want to see, I've get so many comments, people want to see Crypto ZX, when are we going to be talking about positive price action? I'm not going to sit here and just sugarcoat things for no reason. As you guys know, right now, it's rather us, focus on this key support and, the importance of us staying above this range rather than, focusing on, some of the levels that, we haven't seen obviously since the beginning of the year. So, I think we should neglect that right now. I think we should be more focusing on the importance of this key support line and the way Bitcoin is holding. As I've said, Bitcoin hasn't really seen, major swings right now. Still in the 38.2 going into the weekend, but you don't want to see Hbar drop it below, because if it's able to do that, I hate to say it, we could see more downside, potentially down to the likes of, 13.7 cents, maybe even down to the 12.1 cents could be on the table. I know some people love that. Some people, the ones that are, accumulating Hbar for the long term, would be loving the fact that, they could get a cheaper Hbar. But right now, so far the price has been consolidating above this key support line. Once again, giving us a confirmation that, this support is very important. But let me know down below what you guys think right now. What are your personal predictions? Where do you see Hbar going? Love you all. See you later. I'm in Crypto ZX, and peace out.